Hey guys, how you doing? This is Bill Mossart. I'm doing a special Monday because it's our last week of the Nira-X Dark Seas #3 Kickstarter. So it's been a long month, but it's good. But it's good. It's good things. It's good to be busy, and it's good to have new stuff coming out, and it's good to have fun projects coming out. So let me, there we go. We're going to go through some, a little bit of Nira-X stuff today for a few minutes. Kind of promote and see, we've got 3 days left for this campaign. 3 days. It's going to be done on Friday. And on Friday, we're going to be doing a live stream over on the Madness Network. That's where our good friend and fearless publisher Tom has got us going today. So we'll be hanging out with Pops for a few minutes and wrapping up the campaign, as it were. Some person, what's up, dude? I saw you pop in right when I was going to hit all the buttons. So yeah, my action addiction is getting worse. Thank you so much for encouraging it. It gives me the will to live. It's part of what makes me happy. So I'm glad that people respond well to it. This is all good. I'm kind of what I got on the screen right now. This is actually like the 1-of-1 2-page spread. It's a wraparound cover. It's one of the tiers on our campaign. So I figured I would take a little look around. We're going to look around a little bit at some of the artwork, and I'm going to be coloring a little bit of artwork tonight. While we're talking about Nira, so I'll be coloring things from the actual book so that people could see. Hopefully, any last-minute people will be able to jump in, and if anybody's watching, please share the link. Shame your friends into supporting and buying. Maybe peer pressure a family member. Whatever you got to do. Ken, what's up, dude? Mondays are for surprises. Surprise. Ken is asking, how's the mural going? Yeah, today, not today, yesterday morning. This is an early morning thing. And as soon as the sun comes up, it gets a little bit too hot out there. But down at the beach, we're here in Virginia Beach, and like one street back from the Strip, there's a gallery that we kind of think of as home away from home. And it's called Beach Gallery. It's on Laskin Road. And in the back parking lot, we're doing a mural. So we did it, we actually covered this wall like a few years ago. And the sun has severely faded it, and it's cracked, and all the things that happen to a mural over a couple of years. So yeah, we're going to take small bites. We actually tried to do that. We did the mural last time, like probably in like maybe 2 sessions, maybe 3. Really tried to tackle the whole thing all at once. And because we've got a lot of deadlines and we've got a lot of things to do, we're going to tackle it in small bites. So like the width of 2 parking spaces at a time. So we actually made some pretty good progress. We've got the signage that points towards the gallery's door, and we got a little wave thing going on, covering up some of the background and stuff. So it's going to be little chunks. It'll be neat to see progress shots of how it's going. So we're trying to take some pictures, trying to take a little bit of video, so that way we can document it good, since we're having fun at the beach. So hopefully we'll be able to do a lot more at the beach this year compared to the last couple of years. So I do want to leave my mark on a few walls over there. Ken says, is that the standee background? Yes, it is also the standee background. Here, let me zoom back a little bit. So I'm using this same artwork for the standee background for the acrylic standees, and also for the we have a tier that has a wraparound cover, and I don't think, as far as I know, the way the tier is set up, there's it's going to be basically a virgin cover with no logo and dressing company information on it. So it'll be this image. It's going to be a 1 of 1. It comes with the original artwork that this piece is from, which is cool, and it's got like almost everything else. It's got like a whole bunch of stuff in that tier. It's kind of like our big boss tier for this time around. Everybody saying hello. That's good. Mighty Geek, what's up, dude? Mom said no spoilers. Well, I've got there's no text, there's no balloons happening on our. And I'm just showing you the cover, so there's no spoilers. It's a spoiler-free edition. But at least I get to show you some artwork up close, and I do have like a big splashy action page that I'll be working on. I'll be coloring a little bit of it tonight, so that way, take a little look at it. And I've got some other pages that I'll show you, and then we'll kind of like zoom up and have some fun taking a look at the artwork, so that way get a little sneak peek. Very good. Ken says, it looks like you were painting over a previous mural. Yes, we're painting over our own mural, so it's okay. We got permission. I actually had to make sure, because the wall actually doesn't belong to the shop. It actually belongs to a business that's next door. So I had to remind them that we were going to be doing that. So so everything's cool. We're out there having fun. And what's nice is that the mural that we had up there from before, it was from a few years ago. I mean, it's like maybe 4 years ago. So from then until now, like, I'm really hoping people see, like, we're taking it up a notch. Like, the level of quality is going to be like a couple notches above where it was. We've learned a few things, gotten some more experience as time goes on. Platinum, what's up, dude? It's like, oh my, what the fuck is this? This is just a special Monday. Let's hang out and let's promote the Nira-X Dark Seas #3 Kickstarter. I've got the link. I've got the link in the description of the video, and also since we're doing this as a promo, let's hang out and have some fun video. So we're not doing an auction, or we're not doing any sketches tonight. We're going to be doing some coloring, and we're going to be talking about the Nira-X Kickstarter. There's only 3 days left, so I figured I would do a little bit of live streaming and try and spread the word, and try to talk all of you into helping me spread the word on your socials as well, because the algorithm, my wheelhouse all these years since I started is drawing the books, writing the books, making the sexy chicks, making the cool spaceships, but all this campaigning and promoting and actually like tagging and networking and selling. Yeah, I don't know. I need help with all of that. So it's like I only like the song says, like, I only get by with a little help from my friends. So you guys being my friends and the people that I do this cool stuff with, you're the guys I depend on for any help whatsoever, or even sharing the link on other people's YouTube shows. Hopefully, if they allow it, don't guerrilla tactic yourself into getting us all in trouble. But yeah, anybody who's friendly with allowing us to promote and share the link and just let people know that we have a campaign going on. Very much appreciated. It's a huge help, and it does keep us alive, man. It keeps us alive, so we can keep on doing this. Let's see. Some person says there's murals over here. They're pretty bad though. Oh no. Let's see. I suggest involving a tiny fog machine with that background standee. I know, right? That would be dope, actually. If I was making another video for the standee thing, like having one of those little tiny fog machines would be so dope. That would be the way to do that. Let's see. So, all right. So I've been looking around this wraparound cover for a little. We got Thalia, the cyber demon, in the background here. She's going to make an ominous little appearance here because she's got it in for the cyber angels. She's all about destroying them and taking whatever power she can get from them because she's very vindictive. Does not like the cyber angels whatsoever. Vidalte, what's up, my friend? Glad you're hanging out with us, my friend. That's very cool, very cool. We're all talking about Nira-X tonight. Let's see, Ken says that standee background is going to look sweet in the display case. Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be cool. Very, very good. Some person says, I see it's underwater. It'll make a nice aquarium decoration. Ah, I see. That would be good. That would be good. We're trying to keep that whole beach, underwater, pirate, aquatic theme going on in these issues. Platinum says, how hard would it be to get whatever Nira-X book that is in digital? I'm trying to get my collection to my computer. I know that Tom has been releasing PDF or digital versions of each of these issues for each campaign. I don't know that he has an actual hub for where those are. Now, if you go to my webpage, I'll put up the link up on the thing here. If you go to my webpage, which is I'm scrolling. Where did I not set up a thing for my webpage? All right, well, I'll put up my little PayPal one because it's the same. Well, you know what? Let me make a new one. So my webpage. I actually got my address back. Someone stole my address some years ago, and I got it back. I got it back now. I'm so happy. So my webpage is here at billmossart.com. I've got it. That's my hub. That's if you forget where I'm at, or you need to find out like where my socials are, or if you need to find out like how to email me, anything like that. billmossart.com is where I'm at. You can click on my online store, which is actually empty right now, except for a couple of things that are for free. I've got, and I don't know if you've already downloaded these, and I wasn't sure if you already knew about the webpage and the online store. So I do have some. I've got the very first series for free up on my online store, and you can download it from there. And at some point soon, I'm going to be uploading digital PDFs of the other series. I'm not sure how soon. I'm pausing because I don't know when I'm going to upload it, but it will be soon. And now that I know that you're interested in collecting more of the Nira-X books digitally, maybe I'll hurry that up so that way at least I'll have more than just one series up on the thing. Maybe I'll start putting some of the more recent series on there. So I've got the Entity Comics, like the first Nira-X series up on my online store on my webpage, and it's free to download. So please download it if you haven't already. Thank you, some person, for sharing those links. Awesome. Chet says, let's not let the license expire to the webpage this time. I don't know where I'd be without Chet. He keeps me straight. You're being my North Star, my friend. Yeah, you gotta be. In the old days, he was reminding me to, hey, how about take a picture of all the artwork as you're drawing it, so that way we have a record of all the artwork. That's important. My goodness. And then I was just letting stuff go and into the ether, as it were. So, but yeah, I'm not going to let that expire again. You know what? And the last time when they stole it, it had to be a bot or something like that, because it only overlapped for less than a couple of hours. Like I was transferring it to like a different web server, like I was changing companies and stuff. And by the time I got things kind of worked out, it figured out, because it's not really my forte, all of the technical stuff. When it comes to hacking and when it comes to technical things, like I'm pretty basic. So yeah, I let it overlap, and somebody nabbed it, bastards. I know, right? Yeah, I'm not going to let it happen again. So I've gotten a bit better at it. So luckily, hopefully, that will not happen again. All right, so we've got some other things to look at. Let's look at. This is the regular cover. This is the main cover. I won't say the name of this mermaid just yet, because it's part of the story. But there is going to be a mermaid fight, which is one of the reasons I wanted to have like the pirate zombie. There's a couple reasons I wanted to have like that pirate theme going through the story. And one is I wanted to have zombies. And the other is I wanted to have a big mermaid fight. So I got my wish. I'm going to have a big old mermaid fight. Let's see, Chet is saying, so that means a new banner needs to be done. Yeah, you know what? And I had my mind on that too. We do need some new banners. I think Tidewater Comic-Con needs to see some new banners. So, okay, I will start working on that. I don't know what Kat's doing on her end with banners and whatnot, but I know that we definitely need a new banner. I was thinking about those slightly thinner ones because they're easier to travel with when I go to shows. So we'll talk and see what we're gonna get made. Chess says next series and further only. Oh, absolutely, yeah. The banners wouldn't be. Yeah, it wouldn't make any sense to have them based on this series. This is the end of this series. So we've got two or three different series that we have in the long-term works that are coming in the future. Chet knows what they are, but nobody else is allowed to know what they are. So yeah, absolutely, yeah. I'm definitely thinking about how to set up the banner situation, so that way we can get maximum usage out of those banners, and we can use them for a long time too. So that'll be good. This will be like the rest of 2025 and probably all of 2026. We'll be able to use these banners, the new ones that we're going to design up. Some person says hello to Kat. Thank you so much for saying hello. I will tell her. She actually turned in early today. We both got a little bit more sun yesterday than we thought we were going to get. It was nice out. Don't get me wrong. It's like as soon as high noon rolls around, we know it's time to leave. So we get there early. But still, if you're in a parking lot, the sun is reflecting off the cement, off the concrete, off of everything. So as soon as the sun starts getting a little bit more serious, it's time to go. And I still got a little toasty. We got a little toasty on there. Chet is asking for the updates on the card boxes. Okay, the card boxes is a special project that we've got going on. That is basically, it's a loot box. They're in a trading card. Well, it's what it is. It's we call it the 30-year loot box, and it's going to collect different pre-printed cards that we've had over the years for the last 30 years. I've actually held on to a lot of them, and so they're all going to be in the loot box. Each set is going to contain at least one original sketch card from an actual set that I've been working on. It could be from the Witchblade card series. It could be from Vampirella. It could be. There's a bunch of different card series that I've been on, and so you're going to have an original piece of art inside each box. And there's going to be other goodies too. There's going to be stickers. There's going to be some of them will have challenge coins. We're going to have the artisan version of it's going to have a lot of stuff. But trust me, when it's all ready, I'm going to put it all online so that way you can see all the things that you may get inside of the loot box. I'm hoping with what we got going on right now in the summertime, like I don't want to do it for Christmas. I want to do it before Christmas. So hopefully like a November thing, October, November thing. If it's actually October would be better because all of the boxes are orange and I like that, maybe have that little Halloween theme to go along with it. So that's the update on the card boxes. So I'm looking at probably best case scenario, it's going to be like an October promotional event. And then we will release the hounds, as it were. Let's see, Ken says, damn it, I want to know. Let's see, Platinum says, I still got that tickle in my throat. Sorry about that, guys. You know, it's like I got over that cold. Like, it's been almost 2 weeks now. And the little tickle in my throat sticks around just long enough. So that's a problem for like a couple weeks. But I'm not sick. I'm good. Slightly sunburned, but I'm good. Platinum says, I think more digital aspects like stickers will be good in the future. I have so many knickknacks around. I don't have enough surface area to stick things. Yeah, I like having digital collectibles, and I like having when we're doing original sketches and doing original artwork for the campaigns. I've really enjoyed having the original artwork be like a 7x10. So basically it's the same size as a backing board for your comic. And it makes it so much easier to collect. It makes it so much easier to bag and board it, just like if it was the book. I love the way that it packages together. So that's something that we're going to continue doing as well. Let's see, Chet says, show a box, Bill. Advertise. Well, tonight is all about the Nira-X because we only got 3 days left. Only 3 days left for the Nira-X Dark Seas number 3. Let's see, some person, she's going to punch her in the boob. I think she is. Let's see, plus I don't have my camera set up. Let me see here. If I got my... I tell you what, let me play the little thing for... I'm going to play a little video. That'll give me just enough time to stand up, walk over there, and grab one box. And I'll show you guys what it is that we're talking about when it comes to the loot box. It'll be a little extra information for tonight. Kind of wasn't planning on it, but I need to stand up and walk across the room and take my headphones off and all that sort of stuff to go grab it. So I'll be back in just a second. Until then, please enjoy this trailer for Nira-X, and I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, so that's where we're at with that. I grabbed one sealed box, and I grabbed one box that's open so that you guys can have a little look at the loot box. This will be like a little premiere. So let me see. You know what? Let me do this. Let's put this one up. That way we'll have a different image up. We got that, and let me see if I can access my other camera here real quick. This will be good. We can pull this off. We can do this. All right, so we've got that. Let me see if I can change the size of that. All right, there we go. Yeah, this is big enough. All right, so this is what the loot box looks like, so that you guys can get a little bit of a look at the 30-year loot box. And there's only going to be 50 of these made. So this is a sealed one. This is one that's already sealed up. They're all going to be sealed like this right here. Got some little text and stuff on the back. And let's see, it says right here, yes, it contains one original sketch card. Every single one will contain at least one. Some of them might contain more than one. Not sure what's in this one. Oh yeah, I could show you. Oh, I could show you some goodies. All right, cool. They're all in the process of being filled, and all in the process of being organized and all that good stuff. So we'll open up this one so you can take a look. So there we got the box here, looking cool. Got some little text here you can read. A little information about it. This is our merch brand here, Item Culture. That is the official branding for our merch over here at the Old Entity Comics. So got some cool packaging. I like it. And it'll include stickers, if we have stickers. And there's going to be, not every single box, obviously it's a loot box, so not every box is going to contain the same things. But I've worked on a lot of different card sets over the years. And this is going to contain, every single one is going to contain an assortment of all of these cards. This is kind of unique. This was when, I don't know if you guys remember when Chromium first came out, like for Chromium covers, but we did the very first Chromium trading card that was actually a promo for the company that makes Chromium. So I thought that was cool. Got cool extra cards here like this. Got a Deja Thoris, got some cool, got Mercy, got Allura on the back of a playing card. Got a collectible Nira-X card from Chicago Non-Sports Show. Lots of cool stuff. And then along with all the cards, some of them will have an artisan version of the Nira-X pirate coin, the challenge coin that we had. So I went ahead and these are all hand-painted, hand-scuffed. I wanted it to look like actual used coins that were actually maybe like in circulation somehow. So the original coins are like very shiny, gold, smooth. So these I gave these the artisan touch. And then here's an example of, this is an extra card. This is not even like the original card that's supposed to go in here. This is an extra one from a Nira-X trading card set. And yeah, so that's what the loot box is all about. So now you guys have an idea of what the loot box is all about. And we're going to try and shoot. We're going to shoot for October. And like I said, there's only going to be 50 of them available. There is going to be one special box that will have a gold card, like a gold ticket on the inside, that will allow you to win. That will actually, it would make you the winner of an 11 by 17 piece of artwork that goes along with this set of Nira-X. And it's the original artwork that would be from that actual gold card. And unfortunately, everything's in the back room because we're all factoried out back there creating the set. So this is the best I could do, is kind of bring you out and just show you an example of one of the boxes that are. And I'm going to keep on stuffing these boxes until they're full. So we're going to have lots of different cards and stuff in there from from our 30-year history of working on card sets and promoting and doing all this good stuff. Let's see. Chet says, "Who's live you going to do to end out the series with?" That's actually a very good question. We're going to be we work in it. We had like two different places that we were going to do it. The scheduling did not work out for one or the other. I'm trying to remember which way this actually happened, but either way, the where's my calendar? Where's my calendar? Here's my calendar. All right, so May 23rd at 6:30 p.m. we're going to be on the Madness Network with Pops, and Pops is going to be taking us home. He's going to be ending our campaign and putting it to bed. So it's going to be 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's going to be on the Madness Network. So over the next day or two, I'll start sharing that link as soon as it's given to me. I know that the link, I think it's already been made. I think they already have the show link created and stuff. So I'll start sharing that as soon as I get it from Tom, and I can copy paste it everywhere for you guys. Platinum says, also have an update question. How is the 32-year Nira-X book? It's actually, you know what? It's in progress, but I'm not making it a priority. But it is in the creation stage. And as we get different pieces for it, like I'm setting them aside so that way we can put them in color. And it's going to end up being our 32, maybe our 33-year anniversary Nira-X book. We shall see. But I'll do my best. We've got a few different series and a few different stories to work on before we come out with that one. But yeah, that's going to be like a little bit. That's going to be kind of a fun little passion project. So the whole idea is to have a bunch of different images of Nira-X's rogue gallery, basically wishing her a happy birthday in different ways, probably in different ways of capturing her. and then we will go from there. All right, let me see here. Chet says, "Good old Chrome Productions." I know, right? And then I couldn't believe that was the first one. I was just like, "Oh, yeah, it is." That's the first time I even ever heard of them. And the only reason I got to draw that promo card is because Don Chin, he was our publisher in those years. He handled all of our printing, and he dealt with all the different companies and distribution and all this stuff. So he was really a part of that world. and it actually came to him, and he's like, "No, we got this. We could totally do a promotional card for you." And that's what they passed out at San Diego. I think San Diego Comic-Con was the first show that they actually passed out a good portion of those cards. And then, of course, then they promoted it everywhere after that. Chromium was quite the fancy production. Platinum says, "Does this set have Fivefinity images in it?" There are some Fivefinity images that are going to end up in some of the sets. So yes. And what I'm going to do, because I have been filling some of these boxes, especially the ones that are already sealed, with just every random card that I find, either like in my archive or as part of a promotional thing, whatever. Like I've been trying to. So I do have a lot of picks and previews of most of the cards that are going to be part of this loot box. But there are some that are going to be surprises because I just didn't take a picture of them quick enough. And some of the promo cards I only had a couple of them. So out of the 50 boxes, some of these promo cards are only going to be in a couple boxes. And of course, and some of the boxes are going to, like, some of the boxes all have certain cards because I had a lot of them. So I made sure to put as many cards as I could in each and every box. Maurice, what's up, dude? Glad you're hanging out with us tonight. Maurice says, "Hey, Bill, where's my not safe for work Nira pen?" I met you almost halfway with the pen. I was able to talk my publisher into finding a way to create the pen, and he has it on the campaign as a stretch goal, but it's not a not safe for work Nira pen because he wants to be able to sell those pens abroad because we're going to have a lot of extra pins because you have to order so many of them. So you can't just order. You just can't print to order like you can with certain things. Um, so it will be a Nira-X slidey pen, but it's like when her cyber skin comes off, she's probably going to be wearing a really tiny bikini or something. So we'll have to come up with a special project to have a not safe for work Nira pen. But that's as far as I can get this time with it, and that's if we meet the stretch goal. So we'll see if that happens, and if not, maybe we'll make a special project that's just for that. Because that would be too fun, dude. It's like the idea of having that pen that tickles my fancy, man. Leslie Platinum says, or the Nira-X branded pencil sharpener. Ooh. Well, I do have my pencil sharpener, but it's just stickers on a pencil sharpener. Christopher Bouchard, what's up, my friend? Only 3 days left in the campaign, so we're kind of doing some surprise streams for the week. Let me see. Let me get a different image here. That's the Gangs All Here cover. And this cover was inked also by Mikey Babinski. He's a good friend of mine. He's inked a lot of Marvel DC stuff. I was glad that we were able to get him on board with us. So yeah, we're promoting. We've only got 3 days left for Nira-X Dark Seas on Kickstarter. So we're just kind of doing a little fun, hanging out together, having some fun promotional video tonight. Just to talk about Nira-X, talk about the fact there's only a couple days left, and hopefully getting some extra help from my good friends here to help me share the link and kind of like share it around, see if we can browbeat some people into buying a few more copies. Platinum says, Bill, hire me as an item culture grunt. We'll work for original artwork. Yeah, we're at ground level. It's item culture is our brand new merch brand. We came up with the brand like probably about 2 years ago, and we're finally now it's like to the point now where we're actually coming out with some stuff. So yeah, you're in at ground level. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how this works out. Some person with the links. Thanks, dude. There you go. So there's the link for the Madness Entertainment Group. That's to the page. I believe that he already has the video set up, but I don't know. I haven't checked. I think Tom told me that he did, and I just haven't gone around and checked to make sure that link is up. But it might be up. But either way, if you're there Friday at 6:30 and you can find the YouTube channel, which is right here, then you'll definitely find us. So it's going to be 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be hanging out there. Platinum says, "Why did you come up with Nira's half cape thingy? It's iconic." Oh, why did I come up with it? Well, there were more than a couple reasons why I came up with it. One is I really like capes, and I wanted to have a character that had like a cape aesthetic to her, but I didn't want Nira to be. She's more of a sci-fi character than necessarily like a hero character. She doesn't have that vibe of like putting on like an actual cape. So the little cape skirt for the back was kind of like my creative compromise to that. And plus, I always had this thing too about like the old princess sci-fi princess thing, you know, where you basically like the dress only like covers like the middle down the front and it's split up real high on the sides. Kind of reminds me of like the old Star Wars Princess Leia paintings, like, you know, for the like the movie poster for the original Star Wars. So that's sort of like the thinking that was going into it when I was designing her, having that cape. And when I first designed her, she still didn't have the wings. So the cape or her skirt, that was actually the big visual, you know, thing that gave her like a little bit more. It made her more dynamic. So if she was in different poses and stuff like that, you could see like the skirt would flip up and fly behind her, kind of like a cape with the same aesthetic as a cape. But it was the skirt, so it was unique to her, but it was still like fulfilling the design desire of having a cape. You know what I mean? So I hope that makes sense. But that was kind of like the thought process going into it. Some person saying hello. That's cool. Maurice says Kevin will be choked. Ken says, I'm really hoping that not safe for work pen happens. I love that idea. I know it's like, even if we do it in stages, this first pen that we do, even though it's going to be like the suit comes off and it's going to be a bikini, I see that as a stepping stone to the nude pen. So it's like, so if this one happens, or if this one happens first, even if it's not on this project, it's still a good stepping stone to get to the pen that we all want to get. So it's gonna make things possible. It's gonna make things possible. So it's good stepping stone. Oh, Maurice, yeah, I totally agree, dude. Platinum says, can we get a title for the next project, please? I cannot. We're in the middle of and there's a couple of us that are kind of like brainstorming and coming up with some cool ideas for it too. So I don't want to give you the working title. We don't have the final title for it yet. We got a few different working titles for it. We know the theme, we know the characters, and the general story arc of what we want to accomplish with those couple of stories. So I can't give you any finalized thing just yet. It's still cooking. It's still cooking. Some person says half cape to show the butt. Exactly. See. Some person knows what I'm thinking. You know what's going on. Ken says, I like the half cape, but it covers your butt. Well, that's why when the wind blows, it shows her butt. And then when she's like posing, then it covers the butt. It's the best of both worlds. Some person says, it's like a theater with the curtain and it presents what's behind. Ladies and gentlemen, my butt. That's funny, dude. I'm going to remember that now. All right, so this version of the image is actually going to be the variant cover by Mikey Babinski and myself. There is a trading card sized magnet or a business card sized magnet that has the same image, but it's more grainy. It's just the pencils. It's just the pencils and the colors for the same image. But for the magnet, it's like sometimes I like seeing just the pencils. I like seeing all the squiggly lines and all the work that goes into the pencils. So it's the best of both worlds. So I got to have her pencils colored up on the magnet, and then I got to have Mikey's inks like nice and clean on the variant cover. So I think that works out really good. Platinum says, I like when Nira does when she changes to, but when she's in her traditional garb, it feels like home, like a warm hug. I'm glad. Yeah, it's like one of the reasons I even made the Cyberskin do what it does is because I constantly want to change her costume and I want to give her different things all the time. But her standard outfit is it's nice to know that it always comes back to center. You know what I mean? Like she actually does have her traditional iconic costume that she comes back to. So I'm happy about that. Speaking of non-iconic costumes, here we go. I gave her an excuse to use her Cyberskin to basically form a mermaid outfit for herself because she's in the middle of fighting mermaids. And I'll show you, actually, that's the page that I'm going to color a little bit of tonight, is her having a huge mermaid fight. So she actually has a reason to have a mermaid Cyberskin going on. You know what? I could probably show that to you now because this is what I'm in the middle of working on. This is one of the fight scenes is in the middle of the mermaid fight as it's starting up, and there's this huge underwater pylon thing here that's kind of looks like a volcano, but it's part of the technology that these mermaids have down there, and carrying a specific task. So let's get to work on this while we're in between chatting and just kind of hanging out. Let's see, been on for about 45. I was going to promote, just for about an hour or so. This is going to be like a short video. Like the real mission for tonight is to let as many people know as possible that there's only 3 days left to sign on and back Nira-X. And if it's a book that you're not familiar with, and of course, I think I know everybody who's with me here tonight live, and I'm pretty sure everybody here has already signed up for their books. So thank you so much, guys. I couldn't do this without you. For anybody watching this afterwards, you're not watching it live, this might be something new. You haven't seen this book before. You're wondering whether or not maybe you could take a chance on reading a new book. There is a PDF, digital PDF tier. It's like $5. And if everybody that was not familiar with Nira maybe want to try it out, get that $5 PDF. I mean, that would be huge. That would help out a lot. And then, and also, let me see what else. Tom was also telling me that issues 1 and 2 are still available. So if for some reason you wanted to actually just collect the whole story instead of the single issue, you can still order issues 1 and 2 as an add-on. So you just pick whatever tier you would like to get, whichever cover. There's a couple different covers to choose from. Then you can choose in the add-on store underneath your selected tier. You can choose the book that you would like to get, issues 1 and 2, and collect all 3 all at once. So that way you don't have to wait for the whole story. Oh, let me see here, make sure I'm on a new layer. Okay. Since I'm talking, I'm not going to be paying attention. I'll be giving Nira a mustache by mistake. Can't have that happen. I think Nira would be upset. But yeah, this is going to be a busy week, my friends. Busy week. But that's good, though. It's good, though. Yeah, I couldn't have Nira just breathe underwater, so I got her cyber skin formed a little mask here, so that way she's good to go. I see Platinum says those gloves with the triangle, her leg band, and her half skirt, so dreamy. Ah, thanks, dude. Yeah, I love her gloves with the purple triangle. I love that a lot. Sometimes I take out the action figure, and since the action figure exists, like that's just an easy way to ground me. You know what I mean? It's just like all the different looks that she has. I'm just like, nope. Here's the physical look that she can always come back to, and this is who she is at her center, right? Easy there, Plant. Ken says, hey, can you post the Reddit link for Nira in the chat, or could you make me a wrench? God, I forgot how to do the wrench thing. But I think, let me see here. You could send me the oh, there you go. Some person has it. Thanks, some person. You made that easy for me. I was thinking of like 10 different ways for me to MacGyver this thing. It's like, okay, no, Ken, you send me the message on my phone, and then I'll cut and paste it, and I'll airdrop it to my computer, and then I was gonna make it all hard. But some person has it right here. Here's the link. Yeah, Kat was the one that figured out, and somebody else. I think it was Sai. Sai's our friend from the Red Valkyrie channel. And between Kat and Sai, we sort of like fumbled our ways. Like we were actually able to give some person a wrench. And now I completely forgot how to do it again. I am technologically challenged. But I'm glad you took care of that for me, dude. Awesome, thanks. Some person says it looks like Nira is going to rip her top off. I have an idea of what the next panel may look like. Yes. Yeah, this is one of the only times I've ever had a character take an anchor underwater and smack somebody in the face with it. So I gotta have some underwater ripples and some blur going on right here. That'll be fun. But it just looked like she's about to like rip off her chest plate. That'll be an interesting story. I'll let you guys know when the next issue of Club Corrupt comes out, because there's going to be a lot more story in the next issue of Club Corrupt. But Nira-X makes Club Corrupt possible. So the first one we got to support is Nira-X. Hello. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, thanks for doing that, dude. I know. I need to figure it out. It's like I'll figure out how to do it, and then since I don't do it all the time, I just forget how to do it. All right, Platinum says I got my Nira out too. I like to rub it on my belly for luck when I get lottery tickets. Yeah. I used to have her. I had a bunch of Halo figures, and I had her like in the middle, like she was leading the freaking platoon out. TMI there, Plat. Yeah. Ken says, make me a wrench and make Nero a wench. All right, let me add a couple little doohickeys over here. And I can start adding some different colors. Get a new layer up in this joint. That's not the pen I want. Where's my cool pen? Yeah, see that jank right there? I love this light pen. It does exactly what I want. Have a little bit of energy kind of creeping out from underneath, like some of the seams. I like that. And plus, giving you like a little. That's how I did all of this electrical or this energy stuff coming out of this pylon here. Was that light pen? That light pen is so nice. It's so nice. Let me see. Actually, let me go blue. I need a blue gray for this. Go a little dark. Let me get back over here to my regular pen. I got to go up to a new layer here. I got this chain and this anchor thing going on. Which I don't know how exciting coloring an anchor is. I do have to do some more shading on her skin. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. Let's do a little shading on her skin. That'll be a little bit more fun. Just get a nice dark color, and then I can color correct it once I get all the shading done up in here. Nira is our star. We need to color Nira. That's a boring chain. It's kind of nice drawing her with her headpiece too. I like having her headpiece in the costume. Her armor looks cool with it. There we go. Just kind of blending in some of these hard edges. Excellent. She has to have a shoulder. She'd get pissed off if she didn't get no shoulder. Let's see. We'll be on for like, you know what? Be on for like just like another 5 minutes or so, and then we'll call it a night for tonight. So I've got to still got to multitask. I still got to update a bunch of pages. I still got to do some stuff on the Kickstarter page. But I wanted an excuse to hang out with you guys for at least a few minutes, do a little bit of coloring, and talk about Nira. I think we'll be able to shade her skin in a few minutes here. Put some little highlights here and there. I am really excited that the software actually lets me share my screen now. It didn't do it before. It was pissing me off. I know I like seeing the process when I'm watching other people's live streams when they're drawing. Yeah, being able to blend the colors in like this, that's a lifesaver right there. I'm gonna give her a little drop shadow. That works. Uh-oh, let me see. I fell behind on the thing here. Platinum says, "Oh, sorry, Bill started on about his Nira figure. I know, I love my Nira-X figure too. It's okay, man. I'm still waiting for my hammer." Ken says, "I always loved her headpiece. Is there a purpose to it or just cool looking?" It is just cool looking. I like her headpiece. Plus, I wanted to give her a distinct look. There was a few elements of her costume that, like there were other characters that came out afterwards that sort of had similar things going on, like as far as like the armor and stuff like that. So I was just like, okay, well, instead, I don't want people to think that I'm over here copying somebody else's idea. So I just went ahead and just changed it. You know, for a while I would draw her without the headpiece. Sometimes I draw her with the headpiece. It's very case by case basis. When I first started drawing her armor, her knee pads were huge too, and there were a couple of characters, popular characters in comics that also had big knee pads or big knee armor bits, you know. So I was just like, all right, well, I'm just going to make mine smaller then. It's like, I don't want to get into a debate over who came up with what first. But I think all of her elements have survived well. I think she's great. She's always my favorite. Doing the shading on her torso, it's always super fun. I love doing the shading on her torso. So I'm putting some little bit of a highlight here. this blender a little bit smaller. Ooh, that's too small. That's still too small. That's just right. This is probably as close to oil painting as I'll ever get. Being able to blend the stuff like the paint stays wet when you want it to, but at the same time, like it's dry when you need it to be. So. Make this a little bigger. There we go. And we got to give her some shading here too. Little highlights. There we go. Just want to give her just enough like little gloss. It makes me happy. And just kind of soften the edges a little bit so it makes it look like it just blends in a little bit, and it's good to go. Yeah, look at that torso right there. That's what I'm talking about. But then I always go in, I always take an extra look. I know it's real subtle. Let's see. I push it too far one way, push it too far the other way, and then I'll meet it in the middle. Yeah, just to augment the skin just a little bit. Nice. I see some person says if you had a hammer, you could yell, "Stop! Hammer time!" I'm gonna get my parachute pants. Wait a minute, I ain't got no parachute. I used to have parachute pants. Back when old Hammer Time was still doing his thing. Maury says the mask kind of reminds me of Namor's people in Black Panther. Yeah, I could totally see that. And even with it just being a solid color, I mean, it kind of looks like it's glowing a little bit, just because it's that teal color, you know. But yeah, I can totally see that. Yep. Let's see. Kevin said, "Kevin, what's up?" Kevin says, "What have I missed? Boobs?" No. Look, I'll put them right here. Here we go. They're right here. The boobs are here for Kevin. Actually, you know what? I'm going to shade the boobs because Kevin is here. Let's shade the boobs for Kevin. We're doing a special promo thing tonight, so that way anybody who's unawares, I want them to know that there's only 3 days left for the Nira-X Dark Seas Kickstarter campaign. I need them to know. There we go. Put a little shading over here, a little shading over here. There we go. Now I can kind of brush that together a little bit. We're doing this just for you, man. You showed up just in time too. We're just about to wrap up. This is kind of a short show because we're only doing like a promo for the Kickstarter tonight. So I just wanted to be able to share the link. I think I may do the same thing tomorrow for just a few minutes and color a little bit more of this page and show some of the other stuff. Let's see here. Let me come up here a little bit. I need a different brush. Where's my fun brush? Ooh, that's too yellow. Too much. Too much yellow. Oh, that's too much yellow. I needed more red. Ooh, that's not. I need more yellow. Nope. This seems to be good. That's good. I just need some highlights. Nice. Just for you, Kev. All right, so this is how this is looking for tonight so far. Let's catch up with the chat for a minute. Here, we'll look at this mermaid chick for a minute. There we go. If I had a hammer. Kevin says, wrench and wench, Ken? So, plumber and crack? Ken says, that's quite the deep V-cut on Mira's fishtail. Yeah, I noticed that. She's, there you go. I'll turn her like this. Yeah, I'll turn her sideways. There you go. Now you can see her better. Kevin says, how long has the stream been going on, and why am I just seeing it? Someone isn't doing their job. These algorithms are garbage. Algorithms are not helping us at all. I'm going to have to start, I'll share the link directly onto my Facebooks, and then and before we do a show, so that way there's a little bit more notification. Ken says, pay more attention, Kev. Kevin says the knee pads were the only big things. Yeah, the knee pads were like, I used to draw them like really big. Platinum says Nira's tiara represents she's a space princess. Absolutely. Weren't the only big things. Dumb autocorrect. You're right. They weren't the only big things after all. But the other two big things, they're like a secret. Nobody knows. We only know in secret. Kevin says, Space Princess Nira? Ooh, can we see her with other space princesses? Ken says, that top is begging for battle damage. Yes, it is. Kevin says, holy, this stream has been going on for an hour. Dumb notifications. I know, right? It's like it's been here for a minute. So like there should have been notifications by now. Yeah, Kevin says, boobs. Those are the best things in life. Thanks, some person. Making sure that we're sharing the Kickstarter link so you guys can click on it. Or anybody who's watching the show afterwards, please click on that link. So please help us out. Please support. Please back Nira-X today. We only got 3 days left. It's gonna wrap up on Friday. This coming Friday, May 23rd. We're gonna be on the Madness Network. We're gonna be hanging out with Pops on the Madness channel at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're gonna have a wrap-up party. Kevin says I could put some shade on those. Kevin says, is she a mermaid or an Orion slave girl? Aquatic variant? Yeah, I have an excuse to have a mermaid fight. So that was one of the things that I was wanting to. That's why we had the whole pirate theme with it. There was a couple of things I wanted to do. I wanted to have zombie pirates and monsters and stuff, and I wanted to have a big mermaid fight underwater. So this is what facilitated all of what I needed to do. Some person with the link to the Madness Entertainment Group, to the YouTube channel link, so that way you guys see where the link is at. That way you can put a pin in it. Maurice says, share the link for the closeout party there, Bill. This is the only link that I have right now. This is the YouTube channel that we're going to be on. It's going to be on at 6:30. Hopefully tomorrow, I'll do another short stream tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have a direct link to the actual show itself. Because as far as I know, they were making a direct link for it today. So I just need to go and find that, and copy paste it. I'll make sure that I put it up on all of all of our channels. Yeah. Some person has been right on top of it. Thanks, some person. Okay. Kevin says, "Ooh, a party. Let's see. We need to spend another 10 grand in the next few days." Ken says, "Is the Bill Mossart YouTube channel going to simulcast it?" If he has the option open, I will. I don't know when I enter the green room for his show. I don't know if he's going to have that option open for me or not. But if he does, I certainly will. Like if the button is there, then I'll do that. It's one of those things. It's up to anybody, whoever the host of whatever show it is. They can either offer that option or not. So it all depends on whether or not he has that. And I'm pretty sure he usually does. So that so people can actually spread it around a little bit more. So that will definitely happen if he, as long as he just gives me the option to do that. I'll do that for sure. Ken says it would be a good idea as more people will get notifications. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Totally agree, dude. And if I remember correctly, even like from just last time being on his show, I'm pretty sure he usually has that option open. So it should be good to go. Let's see. Kevin says, with a fishtail, like smack. All right, let me see here. Let's see. I've got maybe like one more little thing to show you. Well, I'll show you a page that I'm currently working on, and then we'll go ahead and call it a night. Maybe I'll actually put some colors on this one. Maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. We'll see. We're playing everything by ear a little bit. I'll probably broadcast around the same time I usually do, which is like around 10 o'clock. But we shall see. We shall see what happens. Playing it as it comes. Yes, he got attic. Ken says, I can't be the Citadel evangelist if the tech doesn't support us. Amen. Kevin says, if she can form a tail, can she form wheels and be her own motorcycle? I think there's a limit to how many things she can form. But I've never actually had her do that before. I mean, she could probably form a motorcycle. It might be a small one, though. And plus, every time she forms something or uses energy, like, she only has like think of her as a video game character. So she's only got a certain amount of energy she can use for a certain amount of time before she has to rest and charge back up again. But you know what? At the same time, I never thought about having her form wheels and be her own motorcycle. Maybe she needs to program that in. Maybe her suit is because right now she's been using it all these years for small handheld weapons and forming armor and costumes. So maybe she just hasn't thought of it yet. Maybe that's something that we can stretch. Maybe it's something we can stretch. I mean, it's a possibility. I'm going to see if it feels like too much or not. You know what I'll do? I'll run the idea past Kat, because Kat will give me a gut reaction. Because forming a tail seems like it's not too much. Like it's an extension onto a costume. You know what I mean? But forming actual wheels and actually like a full vehicle, I have to see. I have to see if that feels like a. I think I have to think to see if that's going to be too much or not. We shall see. She'd be a wagon. Kevin says, "You have a tough job, Ken. Like, I'm happy to be only art acquisitions." She can form complex things like guns. But see, here's the thing, though. The gun is not actually a complex thing, because the gun is shooting the energy that's actually inside of her body. So the gun is only focusing the energy. So it's not like the gun can be used. You know, it's not like it's not like a complex piece of equipment that someone else can take from her and use it. It's more like it's acting more like a funnel. But these are good thoughts. I like it. I like that we're putting some more thought into like her abilities and how far she can stretch them. So this is good. This is good conversation. I like it. Scooter Nira, get on! What a ride. Ken says, Kevin, technically, I'm the Citadel director. Way more responsibility. Some person says there's a lot of options with shape-shifting powers. Yeah, that's the thing, that's and we sort of have to really define, even though hers is based on technology, there's limits. Like the other cyber angels can't really do the things that she can do. So I mean, all of the cyber skins on the individual cyber angels, they all have different attributes. So, but we're a lot more familiar with Nira's abilities than anybody else's, and the way that she does things. They could be possibilities. They could be possibilities. Writing it into a story, I'd have to really point out, how quickly she's using up her energy if she forms something bigger and more complex that's using up more power. Kevin says next book can have her learning the limits of her cyber skin. That's true. That's true. We should actually really delve into that. Actually have some stories that so that way we're not just glancing over it. These are the parts of her that make her tick. So I think it would be fun and it would be interesting to kind of like dig into it a little bit. Some person says could also be treads or a bouncy ball. Mm-hmm. She could definitely form a bouncy ball. She could form a bouncy ball around her, so she could avoid impact. Turbo Teen would be her biggest fan. Let's see. Ken says, I feel like forming a vehicle would be too taxing on her stored power, at least with the previous things that she's formed. Yeah, because even when she forms her wings, in dialogue, like I try to have her say, like, if she forms her wings and she flies, it typically uses like a lot of energy. So it's not like she can just fly indefinitely. And that's just for the wings. In which the wings themselves aren't like creating lift. They're manipulating gravity around her. So it's interesting. It's interesting. I like thinking about the details like this. This is really good. Some person says it might be if it's funny, it's doable. Only if it's funny. Please. You mean you could have gotten out of those cuffs at any time? Ken says, well, there is that alternate storyline where the cyberskin generates power in other ways. This is true. Some person says, is there a limit to the time she can hold a form? The only time limit she has to either holding a form or being able to use her weapons, actually blast energy or fly or anything like that, is there is a time limit. The short answer is yes. How much and how quickly depends on how big and then how much energy she's using. So I think a good example would be, okay, if she has pistols, which that's what she usually has. So she usually has these smaller handguns. And if she's using those, she can use those for a long time because they're smaller blasts, they're more precise. But if she formed a larger weapon, like some kind of bazooka or something like that, then each blast would be like a lot of power. So that would actually probably cut her time in half. There was a couple issues where she was kind of swinging around like Batman through the city, like just using kind of Spider-Man tactics, using lines instead of actually flying because it uses up less power. So it all depends. And sometimes, she might decide to use practical weapons in order to not waste her own energy. You know what I mean? So that's something that Spawn was doing for the longest time. That's the reason he was using Well, that's the reason he still uses like just regular weaponry and stuff like that from his military training, because when his power runs out, like his from the original series, from the original OG series, like when the power ran out, I thought he was just gonna die and not come back. Like once he used all of his power, that's just all the power he had. So he doesn't recharge. Like, where Nira is more like because she's a temporal being. Um, as time ticks past her, just the natural passage of time, she charges back up slowly. Um, I haven't had her cheat that just yet, like absorbing energy from something else to kind of like charge her batteries faster, which is, I think, something that's probably like within the realm of possibility for her. That's for behind the velvet curtain, says Kevin. Ken says, "Yeah, Kevin, I'm the book. I'm the next book as she's learning her new powers. There's a montage of shit that she's fucked up accidentally." Let's see. Some person says it could be complicated. It could be complicated forms have a very short time. Yeah, I think just the more complicated something is, or the more energy that specific thing eats up, then the less time she'll be able to use it. For sure. Yeah. It's like Spider-Man running out of web fluid. It's like if he's spinning webs and he's making like just huge webs, he's using more of his web cartridges. Then eventually he's going to run out, and he's got to change cartridges, right? So Kevin says, "Well, we need to find her a battery for her cyber skin, something to help with bigger creations." That's actually kind of a cool idea. Like if she could jury rig some kind of backpack with a huge battery on it, if she wanted to do something bigger, something that expended a lot more energy for a specific thing. I mean, it wouldn't be like an every adventure kind of thing. This would be like maybe like a specific mission where she's doing a certain thing. That would be fun. That would be fun to play around with that idea. Some person says, or she can form with the other angels. Voltron Nira. Ken says that always made me wonder, how does her cyberplasm recharge? The Earth's yellow sun? Maybe the abundance of nitrogen in the atmosphere? No, her power originates from the failed time travel experiment that her brother exposed her to. So her entire power set it's based out of, basically it's a temporal power is what she has, and that's and because her power comes from a temporal source, from basically a time machine that exploded. That's the reason that she time slides by accident sometimes. That's the reason that she's able to hop through different dimensions. Like she can actually break the barriers between dimensions. She could travel to different dimensions. She could travel through time also, but she doesn't want to do that on purpose because she knows how damaging it is to travel through time on purpose. But there's a lot of times, there's a lot of stories where she was basically pulled through time against her will, because that is part of her power set. And then there's people after her, because they find out that she has this ability to either travel through time or go through dimensions. So they want to use her powers for themselves. So that's where her power comes from. So she recharges simply because time doesn't stop. So because time continues to tick on, her battery starts to recharge. Let's see. Kevin says, not something like the Constructicon Devastator. Monster energy drink. Let's see. Kevin says, it's from sunlight. I suggest she spends more time on Black's Beach. Some person says a desperation move could be plugging into a nuclear bomb. That might be overdoing it. I don't think she's strong enough to take that. I think that might, she's gonna blow out her O-ring if she gets a nuke. She won't be strong enough for that. Let's see. Kevin says, it sounds like we are brainstorming the next book. Well, you're definitely lining up a lot of details in my brain for how to handle her powers and how to, because we really should have some scenes within these stories that kind of address some of these things. I think that would be a lot of fun. I think that would be a lot of fun. Let's see. Ken says maybe she realizes that she needs Delta Void to eat a bunch of stuff and use that power to make complex things. You know, that's how Delta Void recharges. He eats everything, mostly metal and things that actually have some kind of artificial power to it. But he can. That's how he recharges. He's because he eats stuff. So Ken says like a joint power. Yeah. Some person says, "Mercy, why do I have to be the butt?" Platinum says if she doesn't know how it runs or is made, I think a no-go for that item. That's actually a good point. But at the same time, the cyber skin is what's programmed with the thing. So it's not like I don't think it's like Green Lantern where she's using the power of her own will to create these things. The cyber skin just obeys her, and if the cyber skin is programmed with what the thing is, then it should be able to create it. But it doesn't mean the cyber skin knows everything. So she might have to actually download something for the cyber skin to actually know how to create specific things. So the cyber skin isn't like an all-knowing thing. So basically it's like her own personal assistant. It's her own her own Cortana is her cyber skin. So if her cyber skin is programmed with like whatever outfit she wants to wear and this and that, she's picking and choosing, but she's not using like the power of her own will or the knowledge of her what's inside her brain to create things. You know, the cyber skin just needs to be programmed with those things. And you're right, if the cyber skin is not already pre-programmed with the schematics for what the thing is that she maybe wants to make, then I don't think it'll be able to make it. She's not going to just make something complicated or complex on the fly. I think that'd be too easy. That would be too easy for her. I see Kevin says, oh, so it's based on time. Yes, absolutely. So her best friend is Dr. Emmett Brown. She loves hanging out with all his clocks. They give her a boost with all the ticking. It's true. She can just hang out there, listen to the tick-tock. Now, Allura, good point, Ken. Allura could handle the nuke because Allura's power set is basically just power containment. That's basically her big thing. Forming outfits and forming different things like that, not really part of Allura's thing at all. Allura has to get her clothes from somewhere else. So it's like everybody's powers are slightly different. She's gonna blow her O-ring. Kevin says Nira is already the bomb. So says the cover of that one anime Nira-X book. Ooh, you remember? Nice. Yeah, I love that book. That was a fun book. Where? Blow her O-ring. That happens with Mexican food naturally. See, she handles Mexican food power. Okay, she does that okay. She may be of Latin descent herself. I'm trying to narrow that down. I know she was born in Mecca, New York, in the year 2170. I know 2192 is the year that most of her adventures tend to happen, but she's a little bit older than that now, so she's still in her mid-20s, I think. Let's see. Kevin says, so really Nira needs to find the user manual for her cyber skin. No, this isn't like the greatest American hero. Oh my God, you said it. The greatest temporal hero. Oh, I'm getting that little cough in my throat again. Ugh. I got it because I was laughing. I suspect, Kevin says, I suspect Nira has some control over the little details on things. I think programming all the clothes in the world then and now would be a waste of storage space. Yeah, she'll pick and choose like what her favorite things are and this and that. I mean, she'd be able to go through a menu and like a heads-up display. You know, she's able to communicate with her cyber skin so that it knows what she wants to do. So it's not like this up in the air power kind of thing. Platinum says, "Oh, plug into the net, and it becomes a cyberskin AI." It's like, oh damn. Ken says, "I'm glad that Allura can't form clothing." Yeah, it's not. Everybody's all the cyber angels have slightly different powers and different attributes. So that's just not one of her things. I see. Kevin says, "I second that thought." Mercy too. Yep, yep, yep. Platinum says, "I want more street clothes on Nira in these stories." Yeah, actually, that's actually a really great idea. I do kind of miss having her like wearing. I like seeing her red one piece, but like she's wearing regular jeans on top of it. You know what I mean? It's like maybe like a jacket or something like that. So that way she's just walking around. But it looks so sexy though to have like her sci-fi suit underneath street clothes. It's like it's really I like it a lot. Let's see. Ken says if Nira needs more storage space, you can always upgrade. Silicone works wonders with memory. Kevin says, "Heaven forbid the cyber skin has a bad day and doesn't want to communicate with Nira." I know, right? It's like, it's buffering. Some person clothing. I remember these. Yeah, she probably goes for a long time without wearing like regular normal clothes. So I bet there's lots of times where she would just like to wear just regular clothes because she doesn't wear them often enough. It's like it's nostalgia for her to be able to wear regular clothes. That'd be kind of cool. Kind of like bring that up as a story element. Kevin says silicone that's used for much brister things. Works with memories too. It's like how much memories does your cyber skin have? I have 10 gigs. That's actually not very much. We'll do better. We'll do better. Well, let me see. Let me see if I got one last thing to show you guys before we leave. I could show you real quick. I'll show you a little action scene here. She's fighting this guy right here. I'll let you know who he is in a little bit. He's got a name. He's a dude. He's part of what's going on with her actually being in this cyber angel world that's inside of its own pocket dimension. I'll say no more. I don't want to ruin anything. But it's a fun ride. It'll be a lot of fun. Platinum says a fuzzy sweater and a nice skirt and high heels. See, yeah, see. I like the way you think, my friend. I like the way you think. Kevin says 34 double F. The fantastic 34. Somebody says could be she puts on out of date fashion, forgetting what time she's in. That would actually be funny. That would actually be pretty funny. I kind of like that idea. Talking my language, Platt. Kevin says, Nira, how did you get those black eyes? There we go. I'll leave it here for now. I fell on my back. I'll leave it here for now. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this little guy off. We're gonna go ahead and call it an evening. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with me for a little bit. I'm planning on doing an impromptu live stream again tomorrow and Wednesday, just to kind of count down the last couple of days of the Nira-X campaign. But if I can't, we'll definitely see each other on Friday. Hopefully, you guys can join us. Like I said, Friday we'll be there on Pop's channel at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The famous Cat Mouse will be joining me as well, since it's a little bit earlier in the day. She's more of a day person now. She's running a little bit more of a day schedule. So I'm the night owl, and she's the responsible adult who wakes up earlier. So what do you do? What do you do? Let me see here. Let's see. Last couple here. Ken says, yeah, but Nira is a professional bounty hunter. She reads the land before going in with clues. This is true. Reads the land. Hieroglyphics. All good. Hey, thanks everybody for being here. I hope Monday has treated you good. Hope this was fun for you to hang out with me for a little bit. And if I don't see you during the week, I'll definitely be back on Friday on Pop's channel at 6:30. And we'll see you guys then. Have a good one, everybody. Be safe.
Good night, Seattle.